Hello, folks. Hope the week that Mad Dog here. Let's try that again. Hello, folks. Mad Dog here. Hope the week is going well for you. Mine's going okay. I'm not getting as many hours at my job this week as I was hoping I was going to, so it's going to make things a little tight for a while because it doesn't look like I'm going to get any extra hours next week either. It's stressing me out a little bit, but that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. Other than that, my week is going just fine. I hope your week is going well too. Um, today, today I want to talk. I know last time I talked about my name and or my nickname, and how I came up with it. Today, I'm going to talk to you about my favorite musical artists. Uh, since you know that I go to karaoke and that I like heavy metal, since I mentioned both of those things in my last video, I figured today I would talk to you about what musical artists I really like. Now, first of all, let me start off by saying my musical collection is probably 60 to 70% made of various heavy metal artists. But that's not all that's on there. There's also some country, old country. I don't like the new stuff that can't decide if it's country or if it's rock and roll or if it's pop. It's not country. I'm sorry, folks. It's just not country. And for those of you that don't like it, or that do like it, I don't like it, but I'm sure there are those of you who do like it. I'm sorry. It just doesn't do it for me. Give me some Johnny Cash. Give me some Hank Williams. Hank Williams Sr. I don't like the son. Now, Hank Williams III, I like him. That's because he plays much different music. Anyway, so my favorite musical artists. They're not all heavy metal. Most of them are, but not all of them are. My first favorite musical artist is a German power metal band. Their name is Blind Guardian. I'm sure some of you who know me personally have seen me wearing t-shirts that have the words Blind Guardian, which is written in gold script. Very kind of gothic-y. Well, not really gothic-y looking. It's just classical looking, I guess you could say. Like I said, they're a power metal band. They started off as a pretty speed thrash metal band, really, and they have evolved since then to becoming more power metal and now even more progressive and symphonic. I've seen them in concert once. It was last November. Awesome concert. Their singer is incredible. He's a baritone, but he has, I think I read online that he has somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 octaves to his vocal range. And he can go up really high when he wants to. He doesn't do it a lot anymore because he's 50 years old, but he can still go high, and then he can go low, and he has a tremendous amount of power in his voice. His name is Hansi Kusch. He's incredible. Probably my favorite vocalist ever. Anyway, my favorite album by this band is their third album. It's called Tales from the Twilight World. Many of their songs, their albums, are based on science fiction, fantasy, horror, all things that I like. My favorite song off that album is called The Last Candle. It's based on the Dragonlance books and role-playing games, which I've never actually gotten into, but you don't have to know anything about those to actually be able to get into the band and into the song. Because it just, to me, I don't know why it's my favorite specifically, other than it has a lot of power into it and a lot of emotion in it. It's actually rather melancholy, which I kind of like. Anyway, they're my first favorite band. My second favorite band, who were my favorite band for a long, long time and are still right up there. They're second favorite, but they're almost tied with Blind Guardian. That's Led Zeppelin. Classic band. My favorite album by them, there we go, I said it, is most people's favorite. Their fourth. The one that has Stairway to Heaven on it, which is my favorite song. Yes, call me unoriginal, but that is my favorite Led Zeppelin song. Okay, moving on. Third favorite band is Pink Floyd. Just incredible. I shouldn't really have to say anything about them because they are such a popular band. Just like Led Zeppelin, I shouldn't have to say anything about them. My favorite album by them is Wish You Were Here, which is also my favorite song by them. It's a song that I can heavily identify with. I have been in Roger Waters' shoes. I'm sure Roger Waters' shoes, the singer's shoes, uh, in terms of that song before. Really wishing that someone was here that really gets me and that I really get, which I have that now in my life. I'll talk about that in another blog. But anyway, um, my fourth favorite band is another band that I'm sure many of you are familiar with. Uh, Very popular band, been around since the 70s. Their name is Rush. Now, most people think, oh, his favorite album is Moving Pictures. No, it's not. My favorite album by them is Hold Your Fire. And my favorite song by them is Time Stands Still, which to me, the message, the words, the lyrics of the song are just beautiful. They're they really fit how I have felt about things in my past, in my life, even in my current life. It's still a song that I heavily identify with. Um, you just want things to stop sometimes so that you can appreciate what's going on around you and not let things go by too fast, which I have done before. And I hope I'm not doing as much anymore. My fifth favorite band is Judas Priest. Yes, back into the heavy metal stuff. Another classic English heavy metal band. Uh, excuse me. My favorite song by them, an album. My favorite album by them is Sin After Sin, their third album. I'm sure some people say, oh, it's Painkiller, or oh, it's Screaming for Vengeance. No, it's their third album. And my favorite song by them is Starbreaker. Lyrics aren't that great. The vocal performance by Rob Halford is amazing, especially at the end where he keeps going higher and higher and higher. Now, the reason I like that song so much is because of the guitar riffing in it. I love it. There's a menace in the riff, even though it's not a menacing song. It's actually kind of a cheesy song about alien abduction, really. It's very similar to Come Sail Away by Styx. You break the lyrics down. Anyway, my next favorite band, my sixth favorite band, is Black Sabbath. Yes, they're a little low on the list, but they're still in my top 10. Just to let you know, there will be 20 bands on this list, so I don't know how long this blog is going to get, but I'll try to make it not too terribly long for you. But yes, Black Sabbath is my sixth favorite band. Again, they should need no introduction. My favorite album by them is probably most people's favorite album. It's War Pigs. Paranoid. Sorry, it's Paranoid. Their second album. And my favorite song by them is Paranoid. But I like all of Black Sabbath. Not just Ozzy Black Sabbath. Not just Ozzy and Dio Black Sabbath. All of them. I have every album. Even the ones with Tony Martin singing and the one with Glenn Hughes, which was not supposed to be a Black Sabbath album, but the record label made them. Make it a Black Sabbath album. It's called Seventh Star. Black Sabbath, Seventh Star, featuring Tony Iommi. Tony Iommi is the only constant member of Black Sabbath. You don't have Black Sabbath without Tony Iommi. So how can a Black Sabbath album feature Tony Iommi? Anyway, it's like he's a guest artist. Glenn Hughes was the guest artist. He was the singer. Come on, guys. Anyway, little rant there. Seventh favorite band, Iron Maiden. Again, should need little to no introduction. Favorite album by them, most people's favorite Iron Maiden album, The Number of the Beast. It wasn't my favorite album for a long time. I thought my favorite album was Power Slave. But then I thought about it a little bit, listened to more of their stuff a little bit, and I realized Number of the Beast really is my favorite album. But Number of the Beast is not my favorite song. Neither is Run to the Hills. Neither one of those. I used to think Hallowed Be Thy Name was my favorite, but it's not. My favorite Iron Maiden song, which is on that album, most of my favorite songs from each of these artists is on my favorite album by those artists, is The Prisoner. And to me, it's anthem of defiance. It's an anthem of defiance. I get it. I love it. You know? Next favorite artist, is Metallica. Yes. They're in my top 10. Some of my friends will be like, Metallica, nah. Anyway, not naming any names there, wild man. Anyway, I know you still like them, but you don't like them as much as you used to, and you don't like them as much as I do, which I understand. That's cool. Anyway, ranting a little bit here, a little more free form with this blog, a little more relaxed. Hope you like it. I'm already at the 10-minute mark. Yay! Anyway, I hope that I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, Metallica is my 8th favorite artist. My favorite album by Metallica is Master of Puppets, and my favorite song by Metallica is Master of Puppets. It's a song that really gets to me. I have dealt, I guess you could say that I've had an addiction issue in my past. I'm not going to go too much into that. It's not alcohol, not drugs, something completely different. But anyway, it's the internet. Yes, I still use the internet daily, but it's not as important to me. Some aspects of it are not as important to me as it used to be because I was wasting way too much time. But Master of Puppets is a song that really gets to me. It's a lot, means a lot to me. Next artist, 9th artist, Megadeth. Favorite album by them, Rust in Peace. Favorite song, Tornado of Souls, which Marty Friedman's song, Marty Friedman's solo in that song is absolutely incredible. He is the best. Well, I say that now, but they have some new guitarists that are at least as good as him. But I still think that Marty Friedman was probably the best second guitarist that band ever had. And the solo in Tornado of Souls is absolutely incredible. The lyrics in the song are, in my opinion, about a relationship that went bad, but doesn't matter. It's still a very angry song. It's one of Megadeth's angriest songs, and there's a lot of venom in the delivery of the lyrics. Dave Mustaine's delivery of the lyrics. Next favorite band. Sorry. My next favorite band is a more obscure band. They are not only my 10th favorite band, they're my favorite death metal band. That is the band Death. They are not your typical death metal band, discounting their first album, which was about gore and zombies and all that kind of crap. And Satan! The devil! Anyway, which everybody seems to think that all heavy metal is about the devil. It's not. It's not even devil-worshipping music. And if you're going to tell me that it's devil-worshipping music and tell me that I'm a devil worshipper, please, save your breath. Okay? Just save it. You don't know diddly squat about me or the music that I like, if you're going to say those kinds of things. Anyway, Death is a band that began as a pretty much straight-on death metal band and turned into a progressive melodic death metal band by their last album, which their last album is my favorite album. The song on that album that is my favorite Death song is called Scavenger of Human Sorrow. If you've never heard it and you like that kind of music, check it out. The guitar work is absolutely incredible on that song and is incredible on every song on that album. There is a kick-ass cover of Painkiller, Judas Priest Painkiller, on that album. Check it out. The guy that was the lead singer and guitarist for Death, Chuck Schuldiner, on the song Painkiller, he outdoes Rob Halford. He goes up to vocal heights that I've heard very few artists go up to. Next favorite artist is, you'd think they'd be in my top 10. They're not. Slayer. My favorite album by Slayer is Seasons in the Abyss, but my favorite song by Slayer is not on that album. My favorite song by Slayer is Angel of Death on Raining Blood. It is, if anybody is still convinced that Slayer was a neo-Nazi supporting band, listen to that song and listen to the descriptions of what happened at Auschwitz and how they describe it. That song is horrible because it's truthful. Next favorite band, Sepultura, Brazilian band. Again, have gone through a lot of changes. Started off as kind of a black death metal outfit, in more thrash death metal, then groove metal, and so forth. My favorite album by them is their second album, Schizophrenia. Favorite song on that album is called From the Past Comes the Storms. The reason I like the song so much is because of the musical content. The lyrics are goofy as hell because they're badly translated Brazilian lyrics. And they get kind of weird. Especially, just check them out. You'll know what I'm talking about. they can make you laugh if you can really understand what Max Cavalera is saying. I'm at the 15-minute mark. Anyway, that should be all right. Hopefully YouTube will let me upload the video. We'll see. Uh, next one, next favorite artist after Sepultura is an artist or another power metal artist called Helloween. Again, from Germany. They've had changes too. But my favorite album by them is Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2. And my favorite song is on that album. It's called I Want Out, which is, again, another anthem of rebellion that I dig. I like that. Next favorite artist, offshoot of Helloween, called Gamma Ray. Their original guitarist is the founding member of Gamma Ray, Kai Hansen, another, of course, German band. Favorite album by them is an album called Land of the Free. And my favorite song by them is called Abyss of the Void. Now, I have a very eclectic spirituality that is certainly influenced by Christianity, but I don't call myself a Christian. I don't limit myself to one religion. I know some people are going to go, oh my God, I thought you were. No, anyway, that's okay. Don't judge me. If you're a Christian and you're my friend, and you hear me say that, you shouldn't be judging me. It's not your place. Sorry, that was a little aside. But anyway, the song on Land of the Free that is my favorite is called Abyss of the Void, and can be metaphorically about Jesus Christ. But it's a great song with an absolutely incredible guitar solo in the middle. Next favorite band, another power metal band from Finland called Stratovarius. Incredible. They're just incredible. Incredibly melodic. Their vocalist is incredible. Their guitarists have all been incredible. My favorite album by them is called Visions. And my favorite song by them is called Black Diamond, which again has personal meaning for me. It's a love ballad, even though it's very fast paced. It's a love ballad. And it reminds me of someone and something that I'm currently married to. Again, I'll go into details about that a little ways down the road. Next favorite band after Stratovarius is a band called Rainbow. Again, older band. I like all their stuff. The stuff beginning with Ronnie James Dio is my favorite, but I like all of their stuff. My favorite album by them is Rising, their second album, and my favorite song by them is, instead of Stargazer, which I'm sure is some other people's favorite, it's the second half of Stargazer. It's called A Light in the Black. And it's just an incredible song. It shows off the talents of everyone in the band. Dio, Blackmore, Don Airey on the keyboards, the bass player, Cozy Powell, all of them. It just shows off their talent. It's an incredible song. Next favorite band is a little band called Deep Purple. Again, another Richie Blackmore started that band. I like all of them. All of their albums are good. I believe their best stuff has been with Ian Gillan as the lead singer, who is the lead singer now, and has been the lead singer on and off for quite some time. Richie Blackmore, of course, is not in the band, will never go back to the band. He and Ian Gillan do not get along. I don't know what goes on with that. They don't talk about it. That's their thing. My favorite album by Deep Purple is Machine Head, which is everybody's favorite Deep Purple album, I'm sure. For a favorite track is their first track, Highway Star. Again, incredible vocal performance, incredible instrumentation. Favorite Richie Blackmore guitar solo is in that song. Any band that he's ever been in. Next favorite band, Dream Theater. Progressive metal. Nerd metal if you want. Egghead metal. This is metal for serious musicians in a lot of ways. But my favorite album by Dream Theater is their album Awake. And my favorite song by them is the very last song on that album. It's called Space Divest, which is the last song that Kevin Moore, their keyboardist at the time, ever played on. And it is a sad, sad song. And I can identify with it for a lot of the reasons. And a lot of the songs on this list I can identify with. Next favorite band after Dream Theater, a little more obscure band, American band. They have played every variety of metal except for thrash and death metal. Um, they're called Virgin Steel. They're from New York. Their lead singer is got an incredible voice. He can do really high stuff and mid-range stuff. He's incredible. Their lyrics are out of this world most of the time, and the delivery helps. My favorite album by them is an album called "The Marriage of Heaven and Hell Part 2," and my favorite song is on that album. It's called "Emaleath," and it's a long song. It's about 9 minutes or so, and it's very metaphorical or dreamy, but it is an excellent song. Check it out. And my last favorite band, the 20th favorite band, we made it all this way up, just over the 20-minute mark, which I'm very proud of, actually. Again, YouTube will let me load this. It should. I verified my account. So anyway, uh, the the very last band on the list is a band called Savatage. They have evolved into a much more popular band that I'm sure many of you are familiar with called the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but I prefer Savatage. Not to say I don't like TSO. I do like Savatage. That's my favorite, especially with John Oliva as their lead singer, although all of their lead singers have been excellent. Zach Stevens, who was their lead singer after Oliva until their last album, incredible. Their guitarist, of course, their first guitarist, Chris Oliva, was incredible until he got killed. Even the guitarist they got to replace him were still incredible. My favorite artist, or favorite album by this artist, by Savatage, is their fourth album, which is called Hall of the Mountain King. And my favorite song by them is on that same album. It's the title track. It's called Hall of the Mountain King. Check it out. John Oliva's lyrics and singing are incredible. His singing is incredible. This guy can do anything, and still can do anything with his voice. He's been compared to Mel Blanc. I'm sure many of you know who Mel Blanc is. That's all, folks. Anyway, and there you go. Those are my 20 favorite artists. I just wanted to get that out there. It's made a longer blog than I expected. We're over 22 minutes now. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble on about my favorite artists, and I hope you all have a good rest of the week. Remember to subscribe. This is my third blog, so I hope I will start getting some subscribers at this time. I hope you all have a good rest of the week, and I'll see you again next week. Y'all have a good day. Bye now.